as we mean to go on, how difficult is it for you boys as players now to be operating in this climate?
Yeah, it's obviously quite topical at the moment, isn't it? It's very difficult. Personally, I'm coming to the end of my career and stuff, so I'm obviously transitioning to my next kind of work. But I put it to anyone, like, how would you feel if you never guaranteed a contract, or you told it could be a contract there for you? It's 100% guaranteed you'll be paid less than you were before. You're not even guaranteed all that money at the moment, so wherever you've been offered, you might not get all that. There's loads of different stipulations of how you receive, and then you expect to go and play rugby. And the argument is, we choose to be rugby players, but I think the biggest thing is it's not about the money, and we're not asking for more money. We're just asking for voice in the way things are run, just like player welfare, how many games you play a season, how much contact. Mental health is massive at the moment. But us as players got zero input in that. We just expected to rock up for work, run into a brick wall, and then take your money at the end of the day, and then get up Monday and go again. So that's all the boys are asking for, is a bit of talk in their own destiny, on their own physical health and mental health, and how their bodies are run us all. The way the press runs at the moment, there's a million different things said, but the truth of the matter is the boys want to play rugby. They want to find a solution that Welsh rugby gets better. They want the regions to get better. We want us all to be much better. I want Pontypridd to get more people watching them. I want my local club Beardha to have more people watching. I want my boy to go and play for Beardha under 6s and 7s. I'm a Welsh person today. I want us to get better. I don't believe everything you read in the papers, but that's what it is. And it is difficult answering your question. For me it's difficult, but for the younger boys, don't know when if they're gonna get a contract, then go and play rugby. Do you keep playing? Do you worry about getting injured for a potential different club coming in and getting you? It's loads of little things, And to be fair, Ospreys, where we do talk about these things, and it's worked the last couple of months. We're trying to park everything and go out and play rugby and do the best we can.
Grant, I'm just sensible there that you feel as players you want a bit more respect.
Respect. It just I can't say I'm speaking for everybody, but I've been in rugby a long time, a bit too long, I think. But I just think they just want some kind of voice. Like if you look at any other, I played in Wasps, unbelievable club. It's a shame what's happened there, and it's a travesty really. But when I was there, the players had a big, strong voice. You had the RPA who had a great big stance with the English Rugby Union, and players' welfare was always put in line. You can't do certain amount of contact, and it was always talked about and discussed, and they all sat down and spoke. But it seems like, especially through COVID, and I know it's been difficult for everybody, every single person I know, every walk of life. It's not the money thing, it's just the fact that we had no say. We were told we had pay cuts, we had to take it or leave it, which is fine. The boys accepted that and did. And now we come to the next stage of the next Civil War argument we're having is about, and boys are not, we're not in one meeting. We never speak about anything. We never get told. We just expected to crack on and deal with it. But all the boys want is a fair voice and a bit of heads up, a bit of communication, a bit of go back and forth, a bit of negotiations.
But what's your take on the suggestion there maybe strike action?
Yeah, well, I read that on Where's online yesterday. I guess it was everyone else, but look, it's obviously an option. It's any walk of any job here, there's always an option. It's the last. None of the boys want that. It's literally, it couldn't be further. Like, boys don't want to strike. Boys want Welsh rugby to get better again. They want this to stop and us to move forward and compete with other teams and get better. That's all the boys want. It's not to cause a fuss, or it just, boys are playing test match rugby, boys are playing regional rugby, and you don't know if you've got a job within 4 months. So it's always going to be difficult. And for the person who says, yeah, but you chose to play rugby, yeah, I agree, but our working standards, our way, what we expect to do is quite difficult, Do
you feel you've been let down, Brad? Not you personally, but players by Welsh rugby management and the people running the show, perhaps in Welsh rugby?
That's a big headline coming. No, all I can speak is personally, and yeah, I just think like as players in Wales, we don't really have much of a say. I don't know if you can argue with me or argue against that, but I'd be along with Wales, and I've loved every minute of it. I'm not going to be this guy that says I was forced to play, but I wouldn't. I've had some great mental experiences all my career. I loved every minute of it. I've had ups and downs, and I've loved everything. But no, our players haven't had a big voice. We haven't had much say on anything really. We just expected to rock up and do our job, and then when it goes well, you have the tap on the back, and when it goes not so well, we get blamed. So it is what it is. But it's nice to actually have this debate out in the open and everyone speak freely, which would be nice.
Why haven't you got a voice, Brad?
Why haven't we?
I mean, you have to say that the WRPA has been a very weak organisation.
Yeah, it's big. Yeah, well, it's improved loads, and someone's got this morning on, I think.
Hang on, let me sit down. Sorry, I've got to.
You got loose women on, haven't you?
No, I'm in a cafe, so.
It's definitely like I was in it from the start. It's improved tenfold. It has, and the people involved now are outstanding. The people we got, not just this stuff, but the after rugby care. I've done loads of college course and everything you can think about is loads improved. And yeah, we're still not where we need to be. 100%. We still haven't got. We haven't got representation on the PRB board, have we? We have got no one there listening and talking and putting our players' point of view across. It's probably not as good as it needs to be, no.
Are you not funded by the WRU and the regions?
I don't think so, no. We pay a membership fee and stuff. I don't know, they do get funding from I'm not quite savvy to all the ins and outs, but it won't be much, I don't think.
But at the moment, you talked about the RPA when you were at Wasps, they fought very hard for their seat at the table, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
It doesn't seem that over however many years it is, the WRPA have done that.
We haven't achieved that, but it's not from a lack of trying. I know the last bit with doing COVID and stuff when the pay cuts and it was obviously difficult for everybody. But yeah, we did try. That was one of the things. We accepted all the pay cuts. We didn't argue one bit about the pay cuts. We just accepted everything that was chucked at us. All we wanted was a seat on the board and a voice, and that was stopped, I think.
Hi Brad, when you hear about players who can't get mortgages, players that are taking antidepressants, players that are struggling with mental health, to Welsh rugby and rugby fans reading that, they'll be very shocked by that. Is that something that surprises you, or is it sort of, what you guys talk about on a daily basis?
I think it's talked about more than it was when I first started playing. Especially I think everyone, which is good now, the work we do about mental health and stuff is like the day-to-day life of a rugby player, especially the ups and downs of a typical week. We speak about it quite freely. Is like I was thinking, and watching Wales play the weekend. The boys tried to win. They didn't win. They have the ratings in the paper off you guys. I think highest I've ever had is a 3.5. I think off you guys. So you try not to sit. You tell everybody. You put a brave face on. You say you don't watch it. You don't read stuff. You do. You go home from camping and. Your family tell you were a man of the match even though you knew you wasn't. Do you know what I mean? They try to put an arm around you. Then you go to your local garage and put petrol in and everyone's hammering you saying you played rubbish. Then you go into training on Monday, you do the review, the coaches put clips up of you doing stuff wrong in front of the team, or you might have cost a try or even give the game away. Your emotions are like a roller coaster all week, and then Tuesday you're waiting for selection again. Are you picked, you're not picked, that kind of that feeling of don't know what's going on, and then you go 1 or 2 ways. You're picked again. You get excited for the game. And you get nervous. So I'm glad that people are starting to pick up on these things now, and because rugby is difficult. It's not easy. The way we train, expected to come in and do your weights, your fitness, and it's a full-time job. Your family suffer. Big things no one talk about. You're away a lot. I got 2 children, and the RDC might go to South Africa for 2 weeks on tour. People think it's an holiday and you're enjoying yourself. You're playing rugby. You're away from home a lot. Yeah, it can catch up with you. And I think the last couple of weeks and last couple of years, really, as a group, we kind of make sure we pick up on cues on how people are feeling and getting our voice across and stuff. And the antidepressant things. If someone told me they would take antidepressants, I'd hopefully I'd help them out a bit and see what I could do. But yeah, I guess it does go on in any sport really, but the mortgage one's a big one, yeah, because especially as professional athletes, you're not guaranteed more than 1 year, 2 years work here. So I think the way that actually the credit crisis at the moment and the way the country is going, it's very difficult to get a mortgage if you're anybody, but if you haven't got guaranteed work, you know, and rugby sometimes you don't get paid for your reward, you know, your hard work, stuff out your own desk you can take over, you get injured or coach doesn't like you, or you know, a budget cut or something and you get dropped, you know, so there's not much you can do really.
Brad, Simon, yeah, that roller coaster ride you mentioned, you've almost been on that for 20 years now.
Well, exactly.
You said at the start that you're in that transition period, player to non-player. So where are you on that? Are you going to carry on next year? Are you gripped with this uncertainty? Where are you? What are you going to do?
Yeah, good question. I'm not definitely tired. I'm close to the edge. I won't lie to you. I got a real big passion for coaching, so I've done all my badges and stuff, and my big job is I want to be a line-up coach, a forwards coach, a contact area coach. So yeah, I'm probably looking for a job in the summer. Or I might work for Wales Online because you guys get highly paid, you know. So I like the job. But no, I coaching is my route. I'm very passionate about coaching, and I feel like I have something to offer there. A bit of new school, a bit of visionary. I'd love to be. If that doesn't work out, then I'll go and do something else. But I'd love to be a coach.
Do you think this is your last season as a professional player, though?
It could be, yeah. And like I said, not like a player coach, a role I would look at. You know, I've still got a lot of, you know, the stuff to give to the younger. But like even you, my role is not just about playing. It's about, you know, the preparation, helping boys. You know, we got a lot of young second rows coming through, and you know, weekend playing for Wales and stuff. So little things you help them out, the call line out, so what you're watching in opposition and stuff. You know, it's still got knowledge to pass on. Probably part of the game I think has been overlooked really, because when I first started playing, went into the Cardiff squad, I had Daniel Jones, Craig Cornell, Robert Sidoli, Paul Tito, and they passed so much knowledge on to me. You know, some good, some bad. You know, but I learned so much off them guys, and they took time on me. They told me what to do, what not to do, what to look at, and how to do certain parts of the game. And I think sometimes as professional athletes we can be a bit selfish really, and not share that across, you know. But I've something that I'm personally big on, and I would never do that. And if I can help anyone I can, and I try to do that. So that's probably my coaching head. Look, yeah. If I play, I wouldn't say I'm not definitely retired now, but at the moment it's not looking strong. To be honest with you.
Cheers, Brad.
Brad. Sorry, you've been in for 20 years. It's a long career, great career. I mean, is this maybe the lowest point of your career over that period of time? And what about your mental health over those years? Has it got more difficult to manage?
Yeah, I guess it's quite bad. But we're only like 12 months from another thing, are we? That's what it seems like. You know, I was lucky enough to have a couple of years out of Wales playing in England, you know, where you know, that Goldfish Bowl, and no one knows you. You can chill out after games and stuff, you know, and not worry about it. But yeah, it's not nice to see, and like I say, and it's not from a lack of, you know, the people involved in Welsh rugby, the club side of it, fantastic. You know, you've got people who work hard every day, and it's not that. It's just, you know, it's like one thing to another. And 1 minute is this a pay cut, then it's you know, regions are fighting, then like this is happening and this is happening, and we don't know what's going on, and it can be frustrating. Yes, you know, I know our job is to play rugby on the field, and sometimes our results haven't been the best, and we haven't played to our strengths. But you know, sometimes the working conditions go against you a bit. You know, you always the back of your mind, it must take a toll on people. You know, if you go into a game not knowing where you're going to be next year, not 100% sure. You know, I played a game against Connaught where we thought we were told it was never merging, and all of a sudden we could be merging about an hour later during the game. You know, but it's not nice. And as a big Welsh rugby fan, I just want to see it sorted, you know, and whatever that takes has to be done, and hope they do get it done.
Does it affect performances, Brad?
It must do, yeah. No one will ever admit to it, I guess, because when you play rugby, you go on the field and you give everything you got on that. So wherever you are in your body, that you give everything you got, right? It's a given, and sometimes that's 100%, sometimes it's 90%, sometimes you can carry a niggle. It's loads of things go into that, you know. It must be, you know, you know, behind the scenes, it must have effect. You know, it probably no one likes to admit to that, but it does. You know, if you're worrying about something, you guys know in your work, if you've got something in the back of your mind, there's something plaguing you, you know, sometimes you can't not switch off. And it's easy for someone to say, "Oh, don't worry about it," but you do worry about it. It's your job. It's you know, you've got families, you've got mortgages, you've got, you know, cost of living. You don't know, you know, this myth about every player's on 500 grand a year. I'd love to know where that come from, because I must have been, my agent's done a terrible job, because he's undersold me for 10 years, I think, if that was the case. But you know, they're not ridiculous. It is people earning big money in rugby, of course it is, in any sport, but the average wage, especially in Welsh rugby, is nowhere near the other team. So, you know, rugby's a short career, everyone speaks about that. But yeah, it does affect you 100%.
And is it tough for the younger players? I mean, you say you're coming to the end of your career now. For those just starting out, how difficult is it for them from what you've observed in the dressing room?
Yeah, it must be. And some of these boys have come into that, haven't they? Like, they haven't had what I've had before, where things were great, and you know, and Wales are winning Grand Slams and everything was fine, and the region doing well. You know, I played for Cardiff and we were very successful. You know, we won 2 cup finals. We were always thereabouts. We had a great squad. You know, it was great Friday night, Dams Park bouncing. You know, having 10,000-12,000 every week. You know, I've been involved when our region are doing well. You know, Ospreys are on fire. You know, even the Dragons played done well in Europe, and Scarlets. You know what I mean? And these boys have come into this, you know, and so that this is the norm for them. This is the worrying part. This is, you know, like some of these boys who signed their professional contract during COVID, so they want to pick it next day. Do you know what I mean? So I hope it doesn't deter people playing rugby. That's my biggest worry. That's the shame, isn't it? We're affecting our product at the end of the day just by this fight in the civil war, this whatever it's called. I don't know what is happening, but yeah, I do worry for the youngsters, and they think this is normal, which is not the nicest thing.
Sean, one question. Moving forward, the proposals in terms of the contracts are a basic with a top-up that's going to be based around appearances, win bonuses, etc. Amongst the players, how much of that is there a concern in terms of that and player welfare? You might want to play when you got a knock to ensure you get a few extra quid, etc. That seems like there's some real welfare concerns around that.
Yeah, I'm not too savvy to the ins and outs of it. I heard a brief, obviously I read the same as you guys, I guess. But yeah, we have spoken about it because so wherever among you agreed, you're not guaranteed that, which is okay, performance based, I guess, or playing wise, how many games. But some things you can't control. What happens if you fit the play and a coach doesn't like you, or a new coach comes in and doesn't pick you? It's not your fault of your own, is it? No. What happens if it goes on performance based? You know, so if you win certain games, I think, but then during December, all the Welsh teams play each other, so it's going to be money. One region's not going to get all their money, because unless everyone draws and there's a draw bonus. Do you know what I mean? Like it doesn't make sense to me. I don't know, I'm not involved in these discussions and stuff, but you know, and the thing that I get a bit angry with is not about the money. Boys accept pay cuts, but boys know the money's going down. That's not what they're fighting for. They're just fighting for a seat at the table to speak and get their voice across.